We should be live. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're here talking today. We just got the live event going on. Questions, comments, that kind of stuff. Let me know if you guys got any audio problems or anything like that, because this is our first time doing this. Forgot about that one. We're going to be posting the links up here real quick on Facebook and stuff like that. So I'm just going to handle that real quick. I don't know if you guys got any news or anything you want to chat about while I set this up real quick. We got the... There we go. Did you ever get that chassis installed? No.
No.
Slacker.
I didn't run the car. I haven't run the car for 2 weeks.
We got any questions rolling in here? How did RCman come what it is today? By the idea of RC Madness. Well, that's a deep one. That would be a question mostly for Mr. Marcy. I know a little bit of that story. We're just going to throw this link up on Facebook here real quick. We're under events here. There we go. Just in case people can't seem to find it under the events here. Alright, so... I don't think anybody's easy. We got some people here. Oh, yep, there we go. When is the New Year's race? That's a good question. It's on New Year's. New Year's Day, Saturday, Evan. I know you're pulling my chain because you're going to be here anyway. But for anybody that's not, that's going to be this Saturday where our doors are opening at 9. Racing will start at 11. We also do an oval racing for anybody watching there. What's up, Chris? Good to see you guys. We got to get you guys on the show talking drag cars with us, guys, for real. So hit me up on the side there.
Jeremy says no sound yet.
No sound yet? Should be pushing sound. We got audio coming out here. No sound, no sound. It's interesting. Why not?
Do you have sound? So it might just be him.
We got sound here. We can check that on here as well.
I'm watching it right now. I got sound.
There's sound. It's pretty low. All right. Well, we can check that out. How are we feeling about that? Still pretty low. What's up? What's up? No sound. No sound. It's all right, guys. We're having trouble here. It's our first live event, so we're just trying to figure out some of the equipment and stuff. So, thanks for hanging out with us anyway.
Sound is good on YouTube.
Sound is good. Alright, so check it out on YouTube. We're getting good sound from YouTube. Might be a little low. We're messing with the mixer settings and stuff here. But anyway, we'll start with the upcoming events, guys. We just mentioned the New Year's Day race. Obviously, happy New Year's Day. Starting at, doors open 9, starting at 11. We got a couple more events mixed in there. Check out the events page there on Facebook. Got the Mini Nats, I think, is one of the bigger ones coming up here. Mini T's, Mini B's, we got the LC Racing Buggies, we do stuff with that. That's pretty sweet. I did do a video. Check out that LC Racing. That's honestly a good car for the value. So that's pretty sweet. We got the video on that. I'm going to start digging up some questions here from Facebook and stuff like that. We'll probably, if you guys are getting any technical difficulties, definitely let us know. The audio seems to be working good for most people here, so that's cool. Let's see, we had a question in the comments there.
Dan said turn up the interface a little bit.
Yeah, I got it all the way up on my end. Yeah, I got it all the way turned up here. I don't know if I can maybe apply a little more to it. I'll try that. Is there any gain? Mixer, maybe we can try that. Might take a second to come in here. Try that. If that came up a little bit better, guys, let me know. Turn the gain up a little down here too. There we go. Let's see if we got any questions rolling in here. Someone says, currently racing one class, trying to start racing in the second class. What class makes the most sense to pair together? I'm going to let Tyler P get after this one while I look up my YouTube post. Go ahead, Tyler. We're talking 110 scale, I guess.
Yeah, oof. So if you're me, the answer is none, because some people can't switch back and forth between classes.
Correct.
I mean, I think it depends. Ultimately, run what you enjoy. So if you're running, two-wheel buggy, maybe a natural complement to that is like four-wheel buggy, especially if you're running like a Schumacher. It has the forward clutch, so you can get less forward brake, which makes it behave more like a two-wheel car. Like, that was the reason why I have the Schumacher I have is the four-wheeler. It's the only one that's a non-associated car because of that, is you can kind of make it drive like a two-wheel buggy. So going from one to the other isn't as
Bad.
abrupt.
Right.
Yeah. Stadium truck's a lot different. Short course truck, we won't talk about that. And that's assuming if you're talking carpet off-road. So I'd say most people that multitask, it's going to be two-wheel and four-wheel.
Yes. Well, now that Stadium's picking up, a lot of people run Stadium and two-wheel because they kind of act the same.
They do.
It's just a little faster, but it's theoretically
Yeah.
a two-wheel drive with a little bit bigger tires.
Yeah, to me, a Stadium truck is like a floofy buggy.
Correct.
They're not as sharp, they're not as like agile, but they're still sharp and agile to an extent,
Correct.
and they're a ton of fun.
Yeah,
They're more forgiving in my experience than a buggy too.
Correct.
So
Yeah, so
how we
yes,
looking?
sounds like the audio is a little bit better for you guys now. We'll try to speak up the best we can. Just mess with some settings there. We're looking good. Yeah, like I mentioned, I think four-wheel and two-wheel are probably the most commonly two-paired classes. Stadium truck is pretty sweet too, but we only run modified here, so going from stock buggy to mod truck can be a little hard for some people. Me personally, I have trouble running two classes. I usually just run stock buggy because if I jump right into a mod truck, I'm overshooting and blowing out corners and this and that. And
Same.
yeah, so definitely two-wheel, four-wheel stock is probably going to be your best bet.
Yeah, speed levels are the same too.
Yeah,
which is
solid. Yeah, just keep the questions rolling in, guys. We'll try to help anybody out the best we can. What else do we got here? Yeah, that was a good one. Want to know more about the Wide Max for the X Max? We actually just got a couple of those kits in. I didn't get all the ones in that I had ordered, but we did get a couple. We did sell a couple today too. I think there's, I want to say like maybe a green or blue or something like that, red, left over. So I would say call the shop in the morning and we'll let you know which ones we got left there because I don't know off the top of my head. But we did get a few in and the bonus parts to go with it. What do we got? A lot of drag race guys. Yeah, they do run two classes. Yeah, like the open and yep. With drag racing is going to be awesome this season. I'm glad you guys mentioned that. I know we got a few. I noticed a couple of these usernames, not all of them. But drag racing is going to be pretty sweet this year. A lot of people, a lot of following. This first year was kind of we just put the strip in, so people are just kind of figuring that out. I know a lot of people came to the strip that were already doing it, but we got a lot of new people involved, and I know like everybody's building fresh cars this year. All kinds of crazy carbon chassis and all that fun stuff. It's gonna be sick. My car is just old and outdated now.
Took 1 year for stuff to go from, it's kind of a short course truck with skinny front tires to, it's a pan car.
Yeah, it's
like
insane.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I think I'm gonna build the Traxxas one this year.
Make sure you talk loud. So you don't want audio problems.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run the Traxxas one this year. I want to try it, so I'll probably buy it, gut it, and run it just to see.
Yeah,
what
the
it does.
Traxxas definitely seems like a solid platform. I wish they would sell it as a roller if Traxxas is watching. If they're one of the 30 people watching. I doubt it. But sell that thing as a roller or even a kit or something.
I think a roller would be their best bet because a lot more people would buy it as a roller than.
I would think so, yeah. Oh, what else we got here? Do you feel current sponsorships on the racing side of things is headed in the wrong direction? Especially in the last few years.
That's a killer question.
Seems as though Tyler's got an opinion here.
Sure. So over the years of what I've raced, I've been sponsored and I've been, I don't know, I guess everybody else is a privateer. Like that's what you'd be in motocross. Sponsorships can be a cool thing. It's fun to be part. They're changing the track right now. So
yeah, I don't mind the background noise there.
Not
track change, New Year's Day race.
Yeah. so it's cool to be sponsored. It's cool to be a part of a team. Maybe kind of have like inroads to some of the pros that you normally wouldn't be able to communicate with. Like that's really cool. But it's a double-edged sword. It brings with it pressure, because the expectation is usually with most deals that you will race on a regular basis, a pretty frequent basis, probably at least weekly. That you're going to do the big races, maybe do a limited amount of traveling. So if you're not careful and if you don't have the right mindset, your hobby can turn into a job, which kills the fun. There's also the impact that it has on the hobby shop. So unless you work a deal through the hobby shop where you're getting stuff from them, wow.
That was a big one.
Dropping bombs.
Yeah.
If you're buying direct from the manufacturer, that's money that you're not spending at your hobby shop. And usually for most like weekly warriors, weekend warriors, you're not getting a crazy 100% ride where you call Associated and they send you whatever you want.
Correct.
You're going to get 30, 40% off MSRP usually. So in the end, you're paying a little bit less than you would at the hobby shop, but you're also not supporting it. So to me,
yeah, sponsorship seems
it doesn't do it for me.
It's a bit of a sticky situation. In my opinion, when I say sponsorship, I think it should be just a completely full ride if you're going to be sponsored by somebody. Like, if you're going to be sponsored by Associated, you're getting everything from Associated free, and you're running all of their stuff. You're going around, you're promoting their things. And by promoting their things, I don't mean going to hobby shops and selling things on your table while you're at a racetrack hobby shop. I don't think that's right. You should be promoting the product, but also promoting the hobby shop.
Wearing their clothing.
Right. I have no problem being sponsored or anything like that. And I'm not sponsored or anything, but you need to promote this hobby store, because without the hobby store and the racetrack, there's really no point in being sponsored at all. So I think major companies need to work out with sponsored drivers, maybe some way to put the product in the store and then have the drivers push people to the store, just coming from a store standpoint. Because if you're coming to the track and you got, whatever, Tyler's wearing Reedy there, so we'll fire at them. If you got a $100 Reedy motor and you're selling them for $60 in the pits to people, and the shop is selling them for $100 up there, I don't think that's right.
No.
Not that everybody does that. I'm just saying I have seen it before.
Really?
Yeah, and being sponsored, I think you should be going around and helping people.
Well, yeah, that's the other part of it is if you're a sponsored driver, you are now their ambassador.
Right.
So you had better be helping people in the pits with setup. You should be approachable. You should be you should be representing that brand. And if you're kind of just in it for free stuff, which I think is what a lot of people think when they think of sponsored or being sponsored.
Right.
You're in it for you. You're not in it for the sponsor. You're not in it for the hobby, which I know is a rant I've gone down before. So I don't know. That's like
it's a sticky situation.
Yeah.
I'm not against sponsorships, but I think that they could be done better. And to answer your question, I do think they're kind of headed in the wrong direction, and they do need to be kind of revamped, working with hobby stores.
Yep. Because
essentially, what a lot of these companies are doing is it's becoming just basically just cutting out the hobby shop. They're just trying to sell you things at a discounted rate. They're just selling you things. like you get 10,
like Amway.
Yeah, you get 10, 20, 30% off. They're still making money off you. They're just cutting out the hobby shop and trying to make you feel special. That's my opinion.
The only exception I would make, and I've thought about reaching out to companies with this in mind before, but I just always chicken out. I always thought it would be cool to basically reach out to somebody and say, hey, I don't want anything for free, but let me get in on some of your development testing.
Yeah,
I would love for a company to say, look, we've got these new rear arms. They changed this geometry, whatever, and it should add more corner speed. So we're going to send you 2 sets to run on your car. Don't let anybody see it, like some Skunk Works type stuff. Mm-hmm. That would be a ton of fun. I would enjoy that. I would feel like now I'm actually adding value to the company.
Yeah,
but they don't do stuff like that. They have pro drivers that are going to give them way more valuable feedback. So again, that's why the locals get these
contracted customer. Yeah, that's a good comment. That's basically what I'm. Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting out there.
Contracted customer. That's
KDC,
funny.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Ozzy? I see you there, buddy. Yeah,
Some good questions. That was a
that was a good one. Yeah, keep the questions coming, guys. We do have the giveaway that I mentioned. That's an SCX24. I got it behind me here. We'll be doing a giveaway on this for anybody that comments and likes the video.
And shares. Don't forget
Like,
shares.
share, subscribe. Anybody doing that, I'm going to try to put all the names in randomly at the end and cycle through them. And I'll privately message you so we can figure out the shipping and whatnot. Or if you're a local guy, hopefully, you can come pick it up. But yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, share. Anybody involved with that, and we'll put it in a random generator and get that going.
Are we excluded from it?
You are. Olin is excluded from it.
Darn it.
just Olin.
Just Olin. Yep.
My man.
What else we got here? Do you recommend upgrading TRX4 to stainless steel hex bolts? I feel like Olin's done that once or twice. What's your opinion?
No, don't do it.
What? I would have expected the exact opposite answer.
Because what happens is, if it cracks, breaks, strips, you're screwed.
Literally.
But
Yeah, so I just say leave it.
The only time I would disagree is if you're planning on running this truck in some water and mud
Right.
situations.
that's what I figured the answer was going to
Yeah.
be. So are they
Olin-
more prone to failure?
They seem to be.
Yeah, well, because on the rocks and stuff, I'm not a pro crawler at all. So I've fallen, and well, not me, but my car has slipped and broke and dropped, and
Yeah.
it was a pain.
Really?
Yes.
Stainless
Okay.
screws are pretty good, but I would say only go for it if you're going to be playing in the water.
Correct.
Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
It's a waste.
kind of a bling part.
Yeah.
But your
Definitely.
decision.
It looks good.
Just
Don't
have
get me
some
wrong.
have some good tools. That's all.
Yeah.
They seem to be a little I don't know why, but they do seem a little
Cheap.
softer. And when you do have to Dremel them off, they're a lot more pain.
Yeah, it's not fun.
What else we got here? We like to see sponsor people that are directly involved in development.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
reading that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I was getting at.
Yeah, that's what Tyler P. is saying. Yeah, that's a good idea, honestly. And a shout out to Matt Olson when he was running for MIP. I think he did it quite well. He did a little bit of racing, I think, on that JC race, but he came in and actually reorganized and stocked the store up for us with all MIP tools, and we still use the wall that he set up for us that day. So that was pretty awesome. Shout out to him.
Yep.
MIP. I think he's still working for them, doing his own thing now still.
Is he the one that switched out my my tips because I think they were kind of like worn a little bit, and
He's the one that filmed the last J Concept race.
Okay, so I think he switched them out
Yeah.
when he was.
He did the live thing. So yeah, he did the live over the last JC race. So you guys check that out.
No kidding.
Yeah, MOD. What else we got for questions here, guys? Keep them rolling. This is awesome. I'm glad we're getting so much feedback here. Any
Ooh,
thoughts?
I
Dirt
just-
oval.
I
Ooh,
just
I don't
saw
know
that.
about dirt oval. We don't really have enough space. Unfortunately, we only have so much acreage here at Madness to build tracks, and we're running out of room. We had to pave the front yard to put a drag strip in.
So you need to buy more land.
I
We
say
do
we
need
get rid
more
of the
land.
farm.
Get rid of the
Get rid of the farms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tree farm.
Well, maybe the driving range. If anybody wants to go in with us on that one. Tyler saw a fun comment there. I know.
Investors, maybe you.
I see Tyler's eyeball in that comment.
Yeah. The retro racing.
Retro racing this winter, always a hoot. Everything is modern, technical now. Sometimes it's fun to go back. Yeah, honestly, it probably would be. I mean, the way these Tamiya kits have been rolling out, I don't see why we couldn't.
There's a whole bunch of ways that could go. You could have an 80s class where it's like Blackfoot, Monster Beetle, JRX. Like, it's tough because some of the stuff that's not re-released, it's really hard to come by.
Right.
But like, you can buy Blackfoots all day long, and have a monster truck class, which is what the stadium trucks roots are in.
But they do that for the J Concept Monster truck, don't they?
Well, the monster trucks, they have a retro class, yeah. But I think he's more talking about like
Okay.
Going around in it.
RC10s
on a circuit.
and
Gotcha.
Blackfoots and Hornets and stuff. I'd be down
That
for
would
it
be
if,
so sick.
Yeah, if you guys can, I don't know, I'll put up a post or something to see how many people we can get involved. I mean, I don't know how many guys have the vintage cars out there they wouldn't mind running, but I mean, we have the track, and I don't see Chris being opposed to racing them, to be honest with you.
No,
I don't see it being a problem. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about.
that would be
I
fun.
can get on that. We also been talking about doing monster truck racing on the actual off-road track, like jumps and stuff. Chris has been going on about that, so I think that might be happening.
What was his thoughts on that?
Ooh.
they race the monster trucks. There's videos on
Like the
on YouTube.
Clodbuster size, like the big guys.
Yeah, like the monster trucks, like they race out and they go up and back and down, but
Right.
actually over the jumps and stuff.
So running a circuit like the A-scale track,
Yeah, with jump, not quite, maybe not
or maybe
quite
something
as intense of a
toned
track.
down.
Maybe I'm not gonna put a quad out there, and make, but like some little kicker, lander kind of deal. Not just the up and back 2 second, full 5 minute.
That would be wild.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested in that, let me know because Chris has been talking about that. Oh boy, we got some more comments rolling in here. What do we got? Any track ideas are coming. Different things to run, maybe drift. Drift has been getting a lot of traction here, so we have been tossing that around. We're not really sure. Again, we only have so much space, and we already race on everything we have. So
Couldn't you do the drift on the back carpet?
yeah, I don't know how you guys like drifting on the carpet. Drifting is not crazy for me. So not that I don't like it, I just don't really know much about it. If you guys are cool with the carpet, we could probably do something on that. Otherwise, let me know what kind of surface is best, because I really don't know. You guys are going to have to teach me about that one. But the drifting thing has definitely got our attention. We do have the asphalt track outside, too, which we could use in the summer.
But yeah.
Yeah, but let me know about that. Drift cars would be fun. Yeah. I don't mind the drift stuff. What do we got? FPV. Back to trucks and cars that are interested in doing FPV racing. We've done a little bit. Are you meaning FPV on an actual car? Because we have done that before, and let me tell you, it's pretty hard to do. I don't know if you've done it or not, but when your car is jumping in the air and the nose is pointed up like this, all you can see is the lights.
So there was a guy a few years ago that was here all the time, and he would duct tape
FPV Dean.
FPV Dean.
Shout out to FPV Dean.
FPV on a car is really weird because I would watch, he'd put it on like a little TV screen so you could watch it.
Yeah.
And it always looked like it was in fast forward.
Yeah, it was
because these cars are not moving to scale speeds and everything is happening so fast.
You had to be on.
It's weird.
And he had a spotter because he couldn't see the sides.
You almost had to know the track really well too, because you couldn't really tell when you're in the front seat of the car, the pipe is actually like 3/4 of the way up the car.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Coming around a corner, it was kind of hard to see.
Now,
it was pretty cool though.
If the person that asked that was talking about FPV drone racing, that's something that you guys tried.
We did. We got the little things hanging up there, but on FPV drone, like the ready to run stuff that people can just buy to get into it, has completely died. It seems like you have to either you're building something, and you got to tune it all with the software and whatnot. It kind of got a little too much, and I think it scared a lot of people off.
This is awesome reading these comments, by the way. So if you guys see me just staring into the if you have the
we got two computers set up. We can read them on both.
Yeah.
Tyler's reading the front camera. I'm reading this one. But the comments are awesome, guys. This is sweet.
So there was
Get
one
rid of the driving range.
There was one after
I wouldn't mind getting rid of that driving range.
There was one after the FPV question. It was a good one. It's gone on this camera on this laptop. I forget what it was.
Scroll up and Olin's checking that out for me.
But it was a good question.
What, the one from here? Speaking of retro, what was your first RC?
Yes.
Mine was a Wild Willie. Even tried oval racing in '88 and '89. I think that's Bozzy. Yeah, I think that was Bozzy from before. What was your first retro RC? I guess it wasn't probably retro when you got it.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Sick burn, bro. No, it was a Tamiya Blackfoot. Somebody gave me one in a shopping bag, and it was a total disaster. And was like, if you can fix it, it's yours.
I believe we did a video on the channel where we talked about the Blackfoot. Yeah, one of our.
We did. It was Chris's original that I had restored.
Yeah. So if you want to hear Tyler Pete talk about a Blackfoot, we did a video on the channel. Go back and check that one out. We talked all about the Blackfoot. It's actually the one we have here at the shop. If you ever want to check it out. My first one wasn't considered even retro now, so I can't even comment on that one. Actually, I did have a Clodbuster.
Yeah, that's right. You told me you had one of those.
I guess that's retro one.
That's 100% retro.
Yep, that was a pretty awesome truck. Tyler P actually just built 2 of them for me. That was pretty cool. What else do we got? Glad you guys are going live. Thanks for watching, buddy. I appreciate it. Drift cars would be fun class. Oh, I think we scrolled up here.
Oh yeah. My bad.
box stock slash cast and track a lot of people. We have done box stock slash stuff in the past, but the problem is it
Box
seems
stock
to
is
be good for a little while, and then one, the turnout kind of fades down, and then two, people always try changing things from box stock. It's very hard to keep a box stock class box stock. Because then someone's like, well, can I run my radio? Oh, okay. Can I change the battery? Well, all right. Can you change the springs and the diff and the tires and then it ends up not being box stock. I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong. This mini T stuff for box stock mini T on Thursday nights,
Fun.
that's been growing really well. People seem to be doing pretty good by keeping it box stock, which has really only helped it because it's been growing with new people. So that's pretty awesome. Box stock mini T, if you do want to run box stock. I see Tyler laughing over here about something.
These comments are freaking awesome. This has like made my night.
They're rolling.
This has been so awesome just to see the interaction and stuff.
They're rolling in faster than I can read them.
I agree that the minis are an awesome. If you want to just like throw it down, not care, and just enjoy it, because that's what I did last year.
Mm-hmm.
When they announced the Nats, the revival of the Nats, I was like, I'll get a mini B and box stock. Don't care.
Fun.
Don't mind me on my phone either. I'm checking the Facebook comments too.
Not caring about racing is the best kind of racing.
You know what's so funny about that? Me and Mike Coombs and I know I'm gonna probably get.
It's okay. I won't English teacher you on it.
We were running Tuesday night and we were laughing and having the most fun ever. We did not care about racing. Granted, he won, but it was just so fun to be like up there laughing, giggling, like school kids, and it was like the best time ever.
Yep.
And I think we've done this on Sundays. Like we just had the giddiness, and I don't even care where I finish. It's just fun.
Yep.
And I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a whole different animal.
My worst finish this season was the result of me heckling Sean Turner on his birthday on the driver's stand during the A main. He was complaining nobody gave him a present, and I was behind him in the race. And I was like, "Don't worry, Sean, I got a present for you. It's my front bumper." And I said it with a very suggestive tone.
Right.
And I immediately started bursting out laughing on the driver's stand. So did Sean. We both racked.
Yeah,
we finished poorly.
Turner's here.
Is he?
Turner's here.
What's up, Sean? You're the man, dude.
He's one of the one that uses his real name on YouTube.
Oh.
So I can know who it is.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This
Well, that's
is
fun.
cool.
Maybe it wasn't a Sunday, but it was a race, and it was just fun.
Yep.
It was, I don't know. But going back to a previous comment, a lot of the sponsors guys, they don't have that same fun once they become sponsored. So that's the only thing that's like.
Yeah.
I do got a few Facebook comments here as well. Not to interrupt, but
no, it's all good.
I want to keep these guys in the loop too. Comment here, got a few here. Is there any chance of expansion to other parts of the state or any groups that could have race courses in the southeastern CT? I don't know about us, RC Madness, actually like opening another store or anything that way. It's mostly a manpower thing. You gotta find good people to work in the store and stuff like that, and there's a lot to this hobby, as everybody knows. So we don't even have enough people working in here, in my opinion. So.
Good luck finding another you.
Yeah, we need more people in this store here. But I would be about opening another one, but need more people. What do we got? Ken here. Ken, what's up, buddy? On Facebook here. Just giving a shout out. What's up, buddy? What do we got going on that end? I'm just watching Facebook here at the same time, guys.
No, that's all right. I see a question there. Like,
what do you got?
8-scale buggy or truggy?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I say buggy.
Really? Because I say truggy.
I haven't driven either.
So,
well,
I'll let Owen go. I'll talk after.
Okay, so I've raced a truggy, and I think it's okay, but I don't know. I just like the buggy. It's a little. To me, I think the buggy is easier to drive. Everybody else says the truggy is easier to drive for them.
That's what I've heard.
But maybe because I'm buggy biased.
Buggy bias.
So I think that's why I like it, and I think it's easier to drive for me. But
you need to be more truggy curious.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm just saying, like, I think buggy is fun. And the other thing, the flip side to that is more. Well, I can't really say that, but usually there's more buggies than there are truggies. But in the last couple of years, there's been truggies and the same amount of truggies.
More buggies,
right?
So.
But still, The chuggy class has been picking up over the last few years.
So actually, going back to the second class question there, A-scale buggy seems to be the primary class, and then most people add truggy as a secondary class. Not sure why, but that just happens to be the trend. We'll have we'll say 3 to 4 heats of buggy on a Friday night, and then 2 heats of truggy. With a lot of guys running buggy, but some guys run only truggy, myself included. I love truggy. I think they're easier to drive, in my opinion. They're wider, longer, more stable, bigger tires, so just in general. But buggies tend to be more popular. They seem to be a little bit more of a driver's car. People like the challenge a little better. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. That's just my opinion about that one. I see D70 on here. I know he runs a little bit of both. It's lighter and more nimble feel. Tires are cheaper too. Yeah, that's true. Buggy tires tend to be a little bit cheaper. Truggies are more expensive.
Chuggy tires last longer though.
Yeah, you could probably get away a little bit longer with a truggy, just because they're a little wider and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say truggy. Owen likes buggy, but what it boils down to is you need both.
You definitely do.
Really, what it is. But Friday nights under the lights, we usually start that up April-ish, so come check that out. Tyler's just loving these comments.
This is the greatest thing in the world. So Turner writes in, he says, working on my car while watching you clowns. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate the shout out.
This is going to be a clown party. I would
That's
invite
awesome.
him too.
Yeah,
Right.
That's the circus.
Where to say, is there going to be a new layout for the trophy race this Saturday? Yes, that's currently what he's working on. If you hear any drills or banging in the background.
Yeah, those aren't gunshots.
Justin is putting down a new layout right now. Well, Justin and Chris.
I did see one of the other comments a little bit out of my view now. Someone said they were thinking of coming up this Friday for the first time.
Yeah.
Just be advised of the store hours being
3 o'clock.
Yeah, store hours this Friday, 11 to 3. We are not racing. All racing will be on Saturday.
Yep.
Trophy race Saturday, closing early, guys. So we can enjoy a little bit of the holiday ourselves. But up until 3, you're more than welcome to come down and check it out, for sure. Still haven't built my TLR truck yet. Come on, man. It's all right. You got all winter to build it. Like I said, April time, that's about when we get into that. Keep the comments coming here. We got any more questions on there, Roland? I'm just trying to stay up to date on the Facebook here. I think I am.
I think we're trophy race.
Can't view more for here for some reason. I am having some YouTube and podcast t-shirts made as well. They haven't come in yet, but those will be posted up so you guys can grab a shirt. Hopefully, I'm hoping next week I'll have those for the next podcast. Stay tuned on that. Let me know what you guys want to hear us talk about on the podcast as well. Roll in the ideas. I definitely want to do a drag racing one, like I mentioned in the beginning of the show here. We got a crawler one. I'm going to have my buddy Dean come on. We're going to talk about the minis for the mini Nats. And then, what else I got planned? I had another one planned. I can't even remember at the moment. A-scale. I want to do an A-scale one. I'll probably do an A-scale one closer to the A-scale season, though. Just to build the hype for that. What do we got on? Laughing over here.
What was I? Oh, this one right here.
Causing the sonic boom, ripping around the bodies. He's full of them tonight. Yeah, Caleb is pretty fast, and he's also told me to watch the social. Shout out to Caleb and his dad.
Super cool.
Yeah, awesome crew, the Jennings.
Yeah,
good
wicked
people.
fast guy. Hopefully coming Saturday. That would be cool. He definitely is. He's killer out there running. I think he's running the Associated buggy now.
Yes,
He is.
Yeah, awesome driver. Shout out to Caleb. Cool guys. Bazia, hopefully you're coming too. Are you coming Saturday, Bazia? I know you're here Tuesday. That was pretty awesome. And shout out to your wife for those chocolates. Those things were good, man. She brought me off this box of chocolates from somewhere. I've been eating them all day.
You didn't share?
I didn't. They're up at the counter.
Oh, okay.
Monster trucks. I don't know if that's a question or a statement, but monster truck guys will be coming back in January. They're doing an indoor thing here. So if you do have a monster truck, come on down. That's the what's the RC Monster Truck Challenge from New York, I think.
RCMT.
RCMT. Check out their. I think they got a channel and a Facebook page, so check those guys out. Awesome crew.
Even if you have never done like an RC monster truck, like a Claude, an SMT10, or like an LMT, if you're within driving range of this place, come down and see it, because the paint jobs, the quality of the builds, like
It's crazy.
it's and it's the fun thing about RC is like no matter what you race, there are people that will build something that is blinged out, crazy looking, over the top, and you never get to see monster trucks like that. We see carpet cars all the time,
Right.
and the monsters look killer. You get guys that do like retro paint jobs that look like old monster trucks. That if you're old enough to remember them, you'll remember them. Like it's a show, and there's a lot of trucks because most guys bring, because they're just doing drag racing or maybe like I forget what they call it, Chicago style, where they do like a U shape and they chase each other. You're still only driving for seconds at a time.
Right.
So most people bring like 4, 5, 6 trucks.
Right. Yeah.
So there are a ton of trucks here. The place is full.
Yeah, make
Awesome.
sure you follow our Facebook page because I always post pictures of those trucks when they come down because they always get the coolest bodies on these things, all vinyl wrapped and whatnot. And then check out the channel as well because we actually did a live thing in the dirt there in September for their Monster Truck Nationals, so you can see. We have a camera set up so you can see that style of racing that Tyler's talking about, the down and back. They got little cars they set up. They crush those things. They do freestyle. Freestyle RC was here. That was cool. Check that out.
So we got Tom Bishop with us.
Yeah.
Tom Bishop. I see him.
He's saying that Turner's working in a trailer, but I thought Sean did all his work in a van down by the river.
Living off government cheese.
I'm a motivational
I got Tom here on Facebook too. He wants to do a live tour inside the shop, the tracks. Yeah, I can do that. I'll do a live tour at the beginning of the year, 2022 live tour. Can't do it now because I'm using all my equipment in here, but yeah, I'll do a live tour there if you guys want to see that. That's pretty cool. And let us know how you like this live action too, because if you guys are enjoying this, we'll definitely plan more of it for sure. We're having a good time.
Do it like once a month.
Something, yeah.
The party room looks like a war room right now. It's kind of silly. There's so much stuff in here, and it's been all on his shoulders. So
yeah,
give Tyler the pat on the back when you see him.
I did a little bit of cleaning the other day. I still got to get some more shelves and stuff. But we got a bunch of sweatshirts in too. If you guys were looking for sweatshirts, sporting mine over here. Colors, sizes, t-shirts, long sleeves. Like I said, I got YouTube ones coming too of the podcast, so that'll be cool. What else we got for questions, guys? I love it.
Somebody asked, how would an older buggy like a B3 hold up?
Yeah, I see that.
Compared to the newer stuff. That's That's a bit of a loaded question.
Go for it.
Not well.
The problem is not so much the car, it's the parts.
Yes.
When you...
Camera shut down.
Uh-oh. I'll see if I can resurrect her.
So do you think we still have audio?
I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely have audio because we can see everything going there.
Uh-oh. Keep her going, guys. Keep her going. We're still going to talk here. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, somebody throw in the chat if you can still hear the voice. Hopefully you can. It looks like you can.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the older buggies, they're going to be less durable because the speeds were so much slower back then, but they're designed for totally different tracks.
Correct.
There were different surfaces, loose dirt, blue groove. Carpet racing wasn't a thing back then.
Recharge the camera.
Yep, can hear you. Okay, good. We're glad you guys are still with us.
All right.
Yeah, hang tight. Unbelievable.
I love how the camera chooses to die immediately after I gave you props.
Yeah.
Like, Tyler's doing a great job with...
Oh, my gosh. Well, we're going to resort to plan B here.
Oh, he's pulling out the 8-bit NES webcam.
Well, we'll keep it going until I can figure out how to get this other guy going. I don't want... We're having too much fun.
Definitely having fun.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Or what if you turn on the camera on the laptop? Oh, you don't have one. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't have a webcam one. It's all right. Keep on talking. Keep answering questions.
I would have brought one with me.
Well, I wasn't...
Why are you guys breaking stuff? It's what we do.
This is the same camera we used to shoot the podcast for an hour and a half at a time any other day.
Yeah. Although we did the podcast, or the camera did decide to go on break on us. Was it last week?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we had to work around that, but that's not live.
We weren't live.
Who turned out the lights? Tom, are you making a Ghostbusters quote, or is that just...
Unfortunately, this camera is not going to be the best quality, but we'll keep it going. It does not require a battery.
They drove the camera into the wall in turn 4.
I'll do my best here.
Well, you guys have faces for radio. I can't keep reading these. These are amazing.
Well, we'll talk on the radio, too. All right.
Is it a Tamiya camera? That's not very nice. If it was a Tamiya camera, it would work marginally and be way more expensive than it should be.
My question broke the stream. Whoa.
Not nearly as fun, but
Yeah, but you managed to cut out all the ugly.
yeah, we'll have to work with that, folks.
Well,
I got it. I'm gonna read.
he's going to change the camera because the alternative here is for Tyler and I to share a chair.
Help me out.
I'd prefer to avoid. Maybe back it up a little bit.
Any better?
Now you got it. Yeah, there you go.
Get the fuzzball.
Get the fuzzy wuzzy out of the way.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
And like me,
Had no
had
hair.
no hair.
Well, we'll roll with that for now, folks.
Alright.
So my camera decides to charge.
It's all the views pulling
See
down
me
the
wearing
signal.
your hair.
Video killed the radio star.
We just can't handle it. All right.
Yeah, Bishop says we're back. All right, so you guys got all the ugly back in camera. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seaman Warrior here. What can I do on a practice day to improve? Awesome question.
We actually talked about that the other day, didn't we, Tyler?
Yeah, so I'm going to shut up and let Olins take a swing at it.
Well, what I did, and what I suggest people do is go around the. Owen has a lap.
You know how much money I spent on that camera to just use this $10 webcam?
That sucks.
Wah,
But anyway,
Wah.
It's not
yeah,
even
that
level.
sucks. Oh yeah, it is kind of. It's like we're on a hill.
Our backup camera's been drinking.
Oh man,
All
that's
right.
a bit better.
Now-
yeah.
Stop. Perfect. Well, less bad.
Less
Yeah.
bad.
I'll move over.
Only shooting in the best of 480p, so don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
that's what the lighting is. Whoa.
No chair sharing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
Or-
Agree.
Good enough.
Yeah.
All
gotta
right, yeah.
charge
So
it
so if you're trying to improve your game,
Okay, so what I did was I went around the track very slowly, just trying to learn the corners and like where I could hug a little bit better, and then I went full speed, and then whatever jumps that I was having issues with, like landing wise and taking off, I just kept going over that one, just looping that one jump over and over until I got it down right, and I was able to land it and take off smooth, and just wherever your weakness is on the track, try to learn that part of the track and get better at it, and then that will improve your overall.
Right. Then we change the
experience.
track and you get to do it all over
Correct.
again.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like, yeah, just try not to overjump the jumps and stick as close to the pipe as possible.
slow is fast.
Yes.
It literally just comes down to driving your car.
Right.
Honestly, that's the only way to get better. You can change your setup all you want. You can talk to as many people as you want. Sure, it helps, but literally just driving your car and putting in the time is going to be the best. And maintaining the car, really.
Yes.
Yes.
And tires.
Which me and Tyler were actually talking about doing a podcast on just racing. We already did a podcast on racing. I don't know. I'm not wording it right. You mentioned it to me the other day.
You want me to make like OJ and take a stab at it?
Yeah,
So
the glove does not fit.
You must have quit.
So the idea that I floated to Tyler was, and it sounds kind of lame saying it out loud, but like, how do you up your game?
Yeah,
In
what I was
racing.
looking for.
It's not lame at all.
And like, I think they're like, it's like a three-legged chair, right?
Yeah.
There's maintenance, driving, and call
Holy
it
Blair, put the hat back on.
call it studying or
What was that? I think he was talking about Tyler.
Oh, okay.
the glare.
Yeah.
That's why I wear the hat.
I don't even have
Um,
big lights on either. Can you imagine?
But like I it's funny because everything that you said, Olin, I watched a video from a not that well known racer. I think his name was Spencer Rivkin, and he said that when he goes to the track, he doesn't just go to the track to run packs. He goes, with a purpose. It's either I want to get the car to do something better with adjustments, and that's your experiment for the day, or I want to figure out this section of the track better, and that's what he focuses on. If you find yourself going to the track and all you're doing are just turning laps like a zombie, and you're not actively talking to yourself in your head, saying, no, I blew that turn, I overjumped that, that's where I think people fall into a rut, because you can turn a gazillion laps and not really sharpen your skills. You have to be engaged and actively trying to pay attention to what you're doing, which is what you said. And that's
Right.
what that other guy said.
And then some of the when I was
It's up, drop kick.
when I was
Practice with a purpose.
first getting into dirt racing, a lot of the guys I said you should walk the track, and I was just like, why am I gonna walk the track? I can see from the driver's stand.
Oh, that's a good one.
But when they dragged me off the stand and made me walk the track, I could actually see where like parts of the track, like even though you want to go inside, you don't want to go inside on that jump on that corner because it's rutted out.
It's all chewed up.
So you got to go wide.
Most of this
So,
pertaining to dirt racing.
Well, yeah,
not carpet
dirt.
racing.
but even with carpet, you still want to like walk the track a little bit, but not actually walk it as much as you would. But just get
Yeah, dirt
familiarize
definitely a bigger
yourself with
Yep.
the
Yeah,
track. So
definitely.
that's a whole part of walking the track. You're not gonna actually, you're not walking it literally, but you're just
Right.
looking over it to get an idea of like, okay, I should brake here, I should jump here, land here.
Well, and you can pick up a lot of that by watching the fast guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just kind of being intentional. I think when you're at the track with what you're trying to do.
Yes, Sean. When nobody's running, you are correct.
Yeah, like I think it says D70 Racing.
Yeah.
His point was practice with a purpose. Like
Yeah.
that could be a bumper sticker.
Right.
Yeah, and we usually outside we don't have the timing system set up nearly as much as inside because we can't. But if you do have a transponder and can monitor your lap times and watch that kind of stuff, that's definitely a good way to get a hold of that. I'm trying to look at the camera now. I moved it over here. But yeah, definitely practice with a purpose. I like that. Time yourself. Make sure your car's set up for the proper amount of time that you run said car. So that's pretty cool. What else do we got here?
That was a good question.
Yeah, that was a good question. Keep them rolling, guys. No chair sharing. Yeah, no, that was an old one, but we're on a little bit of a delay here,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, setup car will not make your car awesome. What is the recommended Tamiya build for a first timer? That's a Tyler P question.
So
A lot of them are on the same playing field,
really. There's really no wrong answer. Come to RC Madness and stare at the wall until you find one that talks to you. The Monster Beetle and the Blackfoot are legendary. They're going to be a little bit more top heavy, a little more tippy, just by their nature of being monsters. I hate to say it, but the new Super Avanti looks kind of neat. It's a more modern Tamiya. And then all the old buggies, the Fox, I probably wouldn't say like a Grasshopper or a Hornet because they're just so basic.
Mm-hmm.
That's for like a little kid. But yeah, it's kind of hard to go wrong. The instructions are great. The vehicles look amazing when they're finished if you paint them right and do them all up. I think everybody in this hobby should have a Tamiya at some point in their life.
How about that Kong head you just put together?
Oh, you mean the giant gearbox?
Yeah, I did a Facebook post on that if you guys want to check out the picture, but it has about 47 idler gears in it.
Yeah, it was the most expensive Fast Eddie bearing kit I've ever purchased because the whole it's a 6x6, so the whole transmission is the chassis, and it's just
literally
gear.
the entire thing.
It was kind of funny, but I hate to say it. Now that it's done, I could see myself having one. It's a good looking little truck.
Yeah, it's not bad. We actually had it. I got it sitting over there anyway. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else we got? Recommend setting a timer on your radio for 5 minutes. Treat it like your practice session and race. Try to run consistent laps.
Oh yeah, that's something I think nobody said was. I try to keep. Oh wow, so Tom's going right to the science of it. Tom's talking about consistency, which is from lap to lap. How close are they? How similar are they? 95%'s a pretty good number. But that gets back to basically.
I think Tom was just bragging a little bit there, to be honest with you.
Well,
you know
he's
what?
Tom Bishop. He can brag.
But he's right though, because I did that one time. Because he was like, Olin, if you get your efficiency down or up, you'll do so much better. I'm
Yep.
like, no. He's like, yeah, even though you might have like a bunch of fast laps, you have like more slower laps.
Yep.
That's dropping. And I was just like, okay. And then I did that, and I got my efficiency to like, I think 88, 89. And I was like, wow, how fast that was.
Because it only takes. I mean, you can have a couple of heater laps, but if you're upside down for 5 seconds waiting for a marshal to punt your car back onto the track,
Right.
you're done. It doesn't matter.
A lot of these top races in one crash you're in. Like last night, Tuesday night racing, we had who did we have? That was the 2-wheel drive. We had
Silas and.
I think it was the 4-wheel drive race that was closer.
Yeah.
Steve ran away with that 2-wheel drive race. Shout out to him.
Right. It
But
was Silas
4-wheel
and-
drive,
yeah.
Silas and Steve
They're going
had
back
a
and
wicked
forth.
battle.
Yeah.
And I think it was Justin or Mike Coombs. I
Mike
don't remember
Coombs
who was
I
in
think, the
third.
Hmm.
But man, that battle was awesome. That was a race of consistency. Let me tell you that much.
And I think
Those guys are awesome.
I think Trip and Mike were going back and forth for second or third.
Yeah. What do we got? Tyler laughing.
Midlife RC, Tamiya kits smell awesome. Now, is that what it says, or is that
Yeah.
my eyes messing with
Nah,
me?
you're reading that.
I guess.
I suppose they
I
smell.
mean, they
like
don't smell.
plastic.
They smell like plastic and rubber.
I guess it does have its own smell.
Sure.
I think setup is pretty important too. Well, yeah, setup is important. I mean, you can't have your car
Right.
terrible, but a setup car is not going to make you a good driver. Where being a good driver, you can almost drive an unset-up car, if that makes any sense.
Mm.
But setup does matter.
Well, that's where I was getting back to, like, in upping your game, like, you need to an extent to kind of be a student of the game. You need to be interested in understanding what setup is,
For sure.
what adjustments do what to the car, and that's across any form of racing.
Yeah, well, that's just like you said, bettering yourself as a racer, which we might do a whole show on that one. I kind of like that. You guys do where I just saw I was reading something and then it moved.
Good setup goes a long way. Yeah.
You guys crawl on Thursdays indoors. Yes, we still do. We'll be here, I believe, this Thursday. Dan, if you're in the comments, you can pop a post one about that. But yeah, Thursday crawling, awesome crew. Usually Dan comes down and sets up around 5-ish, give or take, and then is ready to go by about 6-ish, and then they run till about 9 o'clock or so. But yeah, that's a pretty sweet crew. Check out the there's an RC Madness Scale Truck Club page, which gets a lot of action and posts on that. So like that page. What else we got? We got some fresh comments rolling in.
The 3 or 4 drivers for endurance racing, 1 transponder. That would be a good one. The only thing I worry about is the motor temp.
I think the way you would have to do that nowadays,
You have to gear your car appropriately, or have
Is-
multiple cars.
that's
Well,
I think
he said 1 car and 4 drivers, 1 transponder.
3 to 4 drivers and car combos with 1 transponder. There's probably a way in the software that you could just form
be-
the teams.
Yeah, I mean,
And
if
use
you ran,
multiple
If you ran
transponders.
1 car and 1 transponder in lifetime, that would be fine. If you're just switching drivers, it would just be a long race. Which, in its own right, would be cool. You'd have to gear and set up the car accordingly, which would be kind of neat. Otherwise, using multiple cars, I don't really know how that would work, to be honest with you. I suppose you could drag it on there. That's a software problem. Have to hit up lifetime.
Oh, I bet you know what you could. You have multiple transponders, you assign them the same name or something.
You can't.
You can?
No, because for set event, it only wants to have 1 name on it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Otherwise, it switches back and forth through names. It may be a way. I'm not
I'm
a lifetime expert by any means.
I mentioned that to Chris before about doing an endurance race where you had like 4-person teams.
Yeah, I think that would
I
be
thought
sweet.
that'd be
Just teams
pretty
in
cool.
general, even if you all just racing and your points just add up at the end, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you all kind of participate with each other.
Yep.
What else we got?
I think we missed a couple. Hold on. Let me scroll up a little bit.
how do you
Would you consider doing it? Oh, that's what we just read.
Yep.
I think we're good.
Oh, okay.
They're just talking amongst themselves a little bit now. We started a little chat room.
Oh, okay.
how about
like it.
bringing back a stop and go box for rough driving?
What'd you say?
Tom, he said I'm old school. How about bringing back a stop and go box for rough driving?
Tom is active tonight.
I'm all for it
Yeah,
because I don't think I'd spend much time there. I think the people that
Put 'em
need
in
to
the
be
box,
there
Put
would
him in
be-
the box. 5
Yep.
minutes. Did I miss Facebook? No, you didn't miss Facebook questions. I just put a sticky, I pinned a post at the top of the page a few weeks ago just to collect some questions. You didn't miss anything. You're cool. You can ask it now. What is setup? We'll make a break. Man, it's talking about setup. It's about bringing back stop and go. Any advice for someone thinking about getting a buggy that previously has run simple Traxxas, short course, and Red Cat rock crawler builds? Depends on what you mean by buggy. We got 8 scale, 10 scale, minis. There's so many different buggies at this point. I'd say 10 scale buggy is probably the most popular, at least this time of year.
2 wheel.
2-wheel, Associated, Schumacher, Yokomo, X-Ray. They're all pretty good. Parts wise for us, I'd say Associated or Schumacher. And I'll shout out TLR because Tom's in the group and I don't want to get yelled at. They're all solid cars. But there's minis and 8 scales too, so I would need a little more context on that one. But I'm definitely down to help you out. What do we got left on here? Penalty box. We're still on about that. Do you see on-road kicking off a lot more than it already has recently? Honestly, we've been running on-road on Tuesday nights in this Formula 1 and GT12 have been pretty awesome.
Even on Sundays, those are two.
Yeah, if we can keep the momentum going with the GT12 class, I think that'll be pretty awesome. And the Formula 1, I know a lot of guys have been painting some pretty sweet, I'm gonna say real liveries on these cars, and they look pretty awesome. I know I've done a few little short videos and stuff like that on it, so yeah, I think the momentum will keep up. Hopefully we can keep it going through the summer. It does seem to die a little in the summer. I think it's mostly just people got things going on, and probably a little bit the heat. Standing and racing asphalt on a hot July day it's hot out there.
On the roof of a trailer.
Yeah, on a roof of a trailer. Yeah, we need to build a roof over the trailer.
So Ben just asked whether we've done a podcast about painting bodies, which the answer to that is definitely no.
No, we haven't.
But that's an interesting subject too.
I have done a video on how I paint a body, but it was just a basic spray bomb. If anybody's into airbrushing out there and wants to come on the show, I would definitely be down to talk about that. I'm not much of an airbrusher. I know a little bit of the basics, but I'm not an artist. I'll be the first one to tell you. I love working on them, but painting, I'm a spray it and send it kind of guy. What else we got?
Are you able to make a Traxxas X01 2-wheel and upgrade the stiffer diff grease?
What, is Dan yelling at me for giving away a crawler? Yeah, we're giving away. What are you talking about, crawling too? What are you talking about, Dan? I just gave a whole shout out for Thursday night crawling. Of course we're giving away a mini crawler. We wanted to run in the Sunday mini crawler series. We love crawling here. What are you talking about? You did build some awesome courses, buddy. We got to promote them.
Oh, that's Dan that does all the layouts?
Yeah, that's Dan. That's Dan in the comments there.
He puts in a lot of work.
Is there anything you wish you could go back and tell yourself when you started the RC hobby? What's the best advice you give someone into the RC hobby? All right, so
that's a good question.
When I first had Olin on the show, he gave us his whole story. Basically answers that question. Yeah. Check out Olin's story because he just about did just about everything
wrong that you could
that he would have advised against himself.
Oh yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah. Let's see. Quick advice. Try not to be too cheap. I know that's kind of a weird, harsher way to say that, but honestly, it pays to spend a little bit up front sometimes. Just buy the little bit better charger, buy the little bit better battery, and maybe go a little extra on the car, and I think you'll be a little happier in the end instead of buying things twice. I think that's the biggest. Save yourself a little cry once. Was it cry once, buy once? Definitely applies to this hobby.
And buy good tools.
And I know it's not a cheap hobby. I sell these things all day. I get that. But
yeah,
sometimes it pays in the end just to spend a little extra up front.
In the right places.
Yes.
Because I made the exact opposite mistake. When I got that Blackfoot years and years ago, I was like, well, I need to pimp this thing out as best I can. So it got a $100 Thorpe transmission. Not necessary for me. It got a $100 Novak top-of-the-line ESC. See, kids, Novak was a company that used to make electronic speed controls. I spent so much money on a truck that was never going to be an RC10T or anything like racy. So
Never posted it.
Spend it in the right places.
It's all right. We got traction.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the Facebook here, guys.
What happened?
Oh, nothing.
And another thing, I bling out my cars, and it's kind of like a bad thing to do because you add unnecessary weight to your cars.
The what?
When you bling out your cars sometimes. Because, like, you know how...
Like filling them full of gold screws?
Yes.
Well, gold is one of the heaviest elements that you can make stuff out of.
Yes.
Is it like 24 karat?
No,
or?
it's the...
What are we talking here, Olin?
It's the Trinity gold screw kits that come for the Associated. I used to put them in all my cars, which hence I have, like, buckets full of gold screws that I just don't use anymore.
Like Discovery Channel Gold Rush in your basement.
And it's like, it looks good,
throwing a link for the Scale Truck Club in the comments there. I wasn't sure if I could do it, but I can. So that's what that is.
Yeah, it looks good, but it's just a waste. Because then you're like, I want to get as close to like the legal weight as possible, and you just have to take all those screws out. It's just
Craig, thanks for the kind words there, Craig. Doing any?
I keep saying these are not toy cars. Frickin' men.
They're expensive toys.
I saw a post on
In the day for some young. We do race on the weekends during the day. Sunday is I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of racing you're looking to do. But Sundays we run on road and off road.
Bless you.
Generally. Sunday starting at 11. You can check that out.
I still have my original orange Novak.
I think Tyler's got a few of them as well.
Yeah, I have a couple new in box.
I have one, but it's burnt up.
Aw.
I bought it burnt up.
Just messing
The
with
gold
you, Dan.
screws are just titanium coated.
Yeah.
Number one, buy a good set of tools. Yeah, when we did our whole tool podcast there. Yeah, definitely tools is something you don't want to cheap out on.
Yep.
You can definitely buy once, cry once on that one.
Sean Turner, not real gold.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting such a deal on those gold screws.
I was gonna make a build a fortress.
Can I put 20 million weight fluid in the diffs on a X01?
Sean, I know the gold screws aren't actual gold. They'd be $1 billion. I know they're just coated. I was just busting Olin because he puts them on every single car.
Not anymore. You guys want to buy some gold screws?
No, I don't want any. Can you put 20 million weight fluid in the diffs on an X01?
That's a real question, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you could. I don't know that I would. It'll lock up. It'll basically, the 20 million is basically putty.
Mm-hmm.
It'll more or less lock up the diffs. I guess it depends on what you want out of the car. In my opinion, that's a little heavy. Maybe the center, that would be fine. But in the front and the rear, I don't think I'd go that heavy. I'd probably stay in the 300,000 range for speed runs and stuff like that. 20 million is probably fine for the center, though.
Yeah, because it pretty much make it a spool.
Can we bump it to 10
Right.
AM? No, can't bump it to 10. It's going to be 11.
Is Coombs in the chat? I didn't realize that. I'm seeing at Michael Coombs,
He's
no,
right there.
a lighter car really doesn't make as much of a
Does a
difference.
lighter car make you faster? Well, I don't think so. I mean, yes, to a degree, but no. My car, if we're talking, I think we're talking stock buggy here, knowing Mike. Mine weighs 1580, and the legal limit is 1474. I just never changed it, and I didn't really care.
The legal minimum.
Legal minimum, I guess.
So you are super safe.
And honestly, I don't think it makes much of a difference. Going down the straightaway, my car's neck and neck with just about everybody else. I can generally put it in the A if I'm having a decent night.
One quick asterisk. Depends on where the weight is. If the weight is down low, you're good. If the weight is up high, it's kind of a bad thing because you're going to be top heavy.
It'll make the car tippy.
So it all depends on where the weight is. If it's low, it's good. But with the gold screws, most of that weight is high because it's on the. It's
Still on about the gold screws.
This is like the shame of your world.
It looks good, but it's not practical. That's all I'm saying.
It does look pretty nice, honestly. But
See, now, I thought when I drove your car, after driving mine, I thought I could feel the difference.
ooh, I like this comment. Sorry, Tyler. Do you think of doing a high jump comp for bashers? Okay.
Whoa.
All right. So
We tried that.
I'm gonna go on a little bit here because me and Chris have been talking this summer, and I would like to do an RC Madness Basher Day.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
So this is still in the rough planning stage, but I feel might as well announce it now. If you guys are interested, definitely comment. So my thoughts here. I already have a big jump set up out back. If you guys are interested in that, I just did a little video with a Typhon, and we were launching it off that thing. It was more or less as big as I could make it with the cat, the skid steer. But I want to do a basher day. So my thoughts are, just before we're about to do a track change on a Sunday, we will tear all the pipe off the track, and I'll have Justin go out there and not tear it down, but we're going to leave the track more or less the way it is, but kind of spruce up, make some real real lips on these and just have a straight bashing day. We can do some videos, some food, some stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm definitely down because I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Got my brother over here shaking. He's in. He wants to do it. I got my Mojave. We bring out X-Maxes, Creightons.
RCX games.
Just everything. Long jumping in. I got the pulling trailer. We'll have some crawling going on. We'll talk to Dan about doing something in the back.
Basher Day and swap meet. Yes, because there will be plenty of spare parts.
Yeah,
It'll be a yard sale.
There's gonna be parts. There's gonna be parts. There's gonna be parts everywhere. Yeah, mud runs. We can work mud runs into that too. Yeah, we got to get that going again, Dan. Yeah, Basher Day has definitely been something that I've been thinking about doing. I had the thought last year, but we just couldn't pull it off. But
think all the footage you'd get.
Yeah, awesome video Basher Day.
Carnage.
Yeah. So
yeah, right.
I'm glad that comment came up because I was waiting to announce something.
RC Rocket League. Ha.
Yeah,
awesome.
Dude, get a big ball out there and just smash around. That's an awesome idea, dude. For sure.
That would be hysterical.
Yeah, just get one of those big.
That would be funny.
Yoga ball things or whatever, with X-Max and just smash into
just
it all day.
punt them.
Yeah, that would be sick. I like that.
That's cool.
That'd be laughter all day.
So yeah, that's an RC Basher Day that we've been talking about that for a while. So I'm definitely be a long jump involved with that to answer that question.
Oh my god, that'd be so.
But
cool.
I do have a big jump set up right now as we speak out in the back behind the dirt track. If you do want to come, just jump it. Plenty of spare wheels and tires rolling around. Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, look for the date on that one. It'll probably be scheduled after a dirt trophy race, so we can just tear the track down, and then we'll put up a new layout just after. What is that?
Tom Bishop, call it Send It Sundays.
Yeah, that's an awesome name.
That's
buddy.
freaking awesome.
Only if you're going to be here, bro. Tom Bishop, come down. Maybe Andrew can finally use that 8 scale.
Oh.
Hopefully he's watching, because I busted on him all season for that.
Shots fired.
What was that one say? RC Spark skate park videos. So many clips of people just destroying. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use it for YouTube footage. Why wouldn't I? I mean, you guys are gonna want to watch it for sure. But yeah, Basher Day. Definitely looking forward to that. Sunday Sundays. Yeah.
Is the Hobbywing Fusion X system the best for crawlers?
The Fusion. I would say the full blown system is probably the best, but it really depends on your build. The Fusion is a pretty solid unit for whatever. Like I think it's $160 now. It's got the motor, speed, control right in one. That thing is super smooth, and it seems to have no problem on 3-cell. It is a little bit on the slower side compared to the full system, which I have in my truck. But I have the 3300 in my truck.
I don't know. I like the Castle setup. The Castle has the micro.
The problem with the micro is if you put too much weight on your truck, it runs way too hot.
That's true.
We had a problem with them burning up. If you run a lightweight build, they're fine.
Yeah, that thing was super smooth and powerful.
Oh,
I liked it.
I think the Fusion, honestly, the Fusion is probably the smoothest one. And the reason being, well, at least I think, is because the motor and speed control are literally in the same can. You literally cannot get a speed control closer to a motor than inside the motor. So I think that just makes it super smooth.
And the wiring is clean.
I wish that they would come out with said system in a little bit higher KV, and also if you could tune it with your phone, like the full system, that would be awesome. But I think that the full-blown X system has still got the win for me on that one, if you got the space to put a speed control. Toppy's not much of a crawler guy. He drove mine a little bit, but I like the crawling stuff.
It's fun. I like it better outside.
Yeah, the outside.
Yeah.
We got that huge course thanks to Dan out there. Dan will hopefully, I think we'll be listing more stuff. We're doing the mini comps Sunday right now. I believe so. Dan can chime in if I'm mistaken. The SCX 24 stuff, which is pretty awesome. We got quite a few parts and tires and fun stuff in there. The Fusion won't fit in some rings. Yeah, you're right. The Fusion won't fit in some cars, so that's definitely something to consider. Where the full system may.
Invite Kevin Talbot. He's the king of destroying RC cars.
I mean, if Kevin Talbot's watching right now, I would love to see him here. I think it's a bit of a drive for him, seeing as he lives in the UK.
Just boat across the pond. That's all.
But he definitely seems like a cool guy. I wouldn't mind him coming down.
Did you see the question about where do you like to stand on the driver's stand?
Ooh, that's actually a decent one because we do get some. We do get something about that.
It depends. Me, because I'm short.
It's not
It
mine.
all depends on
That's from earlier.
the track layout because some jumps I cannot see.
Oh.
And the other thing is if like a taller person is standing next to me, I can't see because their radio is like right
Face
there.
level.
Yeah, so it it does matter.
That should be coordinated with building the track. You should be able to see it from anywhere on the stand. So that's a little hit or miss, but. Some people do like standing in the same spot. I know Tyler stands in the same spot. Justin stands in the same spot on opposite
On
ends.
opposite ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, take whatever you want from that one. But yeah, I personally don't really mind. I stand wherever. I don't care. 2 weeks left to the mini. 2 weeks left of the mini series. All right, Dan. All right. So this weekend next. Check that out. Great talking to you, Tyler. It's me and Tyler. You gotta say Tyler C or Tyler P in the comments.
Well, they're talking to you. Great job hosting these videos.
What are you talking about? I could be talking to you too. You're literally in all of them.
No, I gave you credit for this. It's obvious that the light is on you.
Literally.
I'm just.
Oh, come on.
We're just here for the free food.
You paid for your food.
I didn't even get any food.
What about
What a
ones you
ripoff.
lean on it? Yeah, leaning over the driver's
Oh,
seat is a
don't
good one.
lean.
Don't be a leaner. I know some people naturally just start leaning when they're driving. I understand, but if you're doing one of these, I need a better angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody likes that when you're leaning over the stand holding your radio 3 feet in front of you. Because, again, sometimes you can't see the track
Yeah.
and accidents will happen. Tuck the radio in, lean back a little, and you're good. Maybe something you got to practice with. Because I know you get into it, you start doing the leaning in this. It's naturally.
Get a lanyard. You cut that right out.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So, quick story from my oval days. Racing back in Stafford. There's a guy who, he's no longer with us anymore. His name was Joe Olivo.
Sounds familiar.
And Joe used to...
Yeah, okay, I know Joe. All right.
Joe used to hold his radio a little ways out from his chest. And as the cars went roundy round, oval, he followed the car with his radio. So he was always up there making these oval shapes with his radio. And it was like, he was the only one I've ever seen do that. I've seen people move their radios a little bit, like if you're going to be short the jump or something, you kind of do this, or you think that there's like a telekinetic link between your car and the radio. But Joe would freaking swing that Futaba PCM brick for 5 minutes at a time, and it was just so epic with the antenna, with a 4-foot antenna sticking out of it.
Tyler talked to you about my low-C buggy and showed him. We talked about it, the ride height. That's you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the gentleman here.
You see, I don't know the faces to the login
Yeah,
names.
the usernames. Packer
That's
fan.
cool.
Sorry, I know who you are now though.
Awesome.
Will the wall ride ever make a return to the carpet track?
The wall ride is both awful and awesome.
No.
I am anti-wall ride for 2 major reasons. One, it does take a decent amount of resources to make a wall ride. Material-wise, which tends to get fairly beat and not being able to be reused. And 2, when it's built, liability-wise, every time we have a wall ride, we usually put it over here at the party room just because there's already a wall there to build it up on. We always get someone coming in with some car that's
I've got a 4-wheel drive slash.
way too fast, and then they just launch it up the wall as high as they can, and then I've had someone smashing into the lights. They jump on top of the party room. I got to go up there and get it. No wall ride.
Window.
Wall ride's out. Maybe a mini one I'll consider, but it's a pain, man.
And then your camera.
The what?
Your camera.
Oh yeah, I got the live racing camera up there too.
That would make for some interesting National Geographic moments.
Unless we put a plexiglass bubble around it.
Mike Coombs is asking, raise of 2-wheel drive stock salsa. Is there any option of a novice class in the future? I don't know what salsa is supposed to autocorrect there too, but
I like salsa.
I'm trying to.
Can you bring us some chips, Mike?
Are you thinking maybe like a handout spec motor class? Is that where you're trying to get out there?
Ooh, 17.5 Outlaw motor. I'm all about that.
I think that's the opposite direction of Mike is thinking.
Well then, so we need 2. No, this is bad, and I'm joking. But like, you could do 17.5 locked rotor is the novice 17.5, and then expert 17.5 would be an outlaw motor, which is basically 13.5. That's whatever.
Just mod.
I'm just saying dumb things now.
I wouldn't mind. When we ran that locked the Trinity 13.5 class with the Just Stock for a while,
Yep, I remember that.
that was pretty good, and that was a cheap way. It was $120 for the motor and speed control. That was pretty good. I wouldn't mind doing that, but it seems every time we do a spec or lock class or something like that, it just kind of fizzles out, and we all go back to doing the same thing.
And that's what happened. Yeah.
So it's like at a certain point, it's not even worth fighting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Joe had 8 feet between him and the next driver.
is that Bishop or
It's
Turner?
Sean.
Yeah.
Freestyle whip competition. I wish I had that skill set. I do not know how to whip a car.
Scheduled practice day for the 8th track timing and lights. Yeah, that's something we can work out. Yeah, I don't see why not. We actually did just buy another decoder box, which is the red box. I don't know if you guys know what it is, but they are quite expensive to collect. But we did just pick up another one, so that one may be staying outside for the most part. So, yeah, I don't see why we can't set up some practice days. Just give me a heads up, and I'll set it up. Just got to bring the equipment in and out and stuff like that, so I don't mind doing that.
Can we set up a time or schedule where we can put the rest of those lights up outside?
We just put the lights up. We put another
Yeah,
pole
but
in.
I thought you had like 2 more that you were gonna put out. Like
I put 2 more up at the end of the year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
bruh.
On that back side. It looked good. I thought the lighting was good. I don't know.
No, it is, but like like depending on the layout, sometimes there is like a dark spot, and
Well, the dark spot was mostly where we hung those last 2 lights. Shout out to Brian Teff for helping me out on that one.
okay, I might have missed that one.
I'd like to hang one off the building, but there seems to be no real good place to actually hang it, so we'll figure that one out.
Okay, because like I say, I think if like a group of us got together, we could help you guys close and then help you put that light up or whatever.
Yeah.
Just the lighter doesn't need a pole.
Well, if you're hanging off the building, probably have to build something off the building to.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure
I'll be
that out.
on
We
the
have
ground.
it hanging
I'll
on
be
the
on the
back
ground
corner
feeding
right now.
wire.
But yeah, we
Don't
can
like
definitely
heights.
plan
Listen, I
some
never said I was
practice
going to
days.
get up there. I'm just saying. That,
You'll
guys
supervise.
need- yeah,
You
listen.
supervise.
Yeah, keep them coming, folks. Novice class 17.5. Give the new people a chance to win. Are you suggesting 17.5 in general as a novice class?
No, what I think he's saying is we create
Have there be a novice
class
class.
17.5.
Okay, so this is something I've talked about before. It's from a race director, shop owner, well, whatever, you get what I'm saying, perspective. Who do you decide stays a novice and who moves on to the next class? Am I as the race director going to say, no, you're too fast to run that class, or am I going to say, no, you're too slow to run with those guys?
You're going to say if you've won the A main in 17.5 stock, you immediately have to run mod from now on.
Do we set, what I was suggesting, we set a certain amount of laps to time setting, so if you break out of that time, you're automatically pushed into the next.
Yeah, but then the
Class.
people might sandbag.
Well, it's fine, but what, are you going to sandbag and win the novice class all the time? I guess. I guess that'll be a whole nother thing. But I guess that's on them if you want to beat up on all the new guys all the time.
But that's where like having multiple classes and trying to cater to everybody, I'm sure can become a nightmare. I think that's why this has worked for Chris as long as it has.
After you win for 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, that's fine as long as they come for 2 weeks in a row. I don't mind doing. I mean, I'm not against a slower and a faster class or novice and expert. It's just we need a metric to decide which
What
one
the
goes
placement,
where.
yeah.
Because me personally, I don't want to
You don't want to
go
be the
up to
jerk.
somebody and be like, "Hey, man, you're too slow to run with these guys. You're going in the novice class."
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be that guy.
Well, and that's what the qualifying process does that naturally, without outright hurting anybody's feelings. It's basically like, well, you land where you land.
Right.
Yeah, that's Olin
Anything-
sandbags.
What? Who said that?
Olin wished he was sandbagged.
Oh, that's brutal.
49 plus class.
Now you see what I have to go through.
We already have a 40 plus Turner. What do you want, a 49 plus? And then we're going to kick you out next year?
There's no way that he is older than 49.
He says 49 plus. I'm guessing he is
For
49.
us old guys, Sean, you're not almost 50.
Yeah, he must be.
There's no way.
Well, if all you guys go into the 50 up, that leaves me in the 40, so I'm good.
Until 3 years come, and then I'm in there with you.
Oh, I'm getting some text messages here about racing here. Well, my buddy Tripp must be watching. What's up, buddy? Oh, let's see what he says. You guys can.
You know who's fast enough. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the one going up to people saying that either, but
No, well, we could. So you know how it breaks down like A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
So then just do the first A and B to be the expert class, and then
Well, Tripp's just texting me here. Shout out. Thanks for watching, buddy. I mean, he's got a solid point here. He says stock is stock. We run Blinky. Motors are relatively close, as we've talked about with Tyler. I mean, within reason.
Yeah.
He says racing is racing. Run your class. Divides it up into groups based on qualifying. This is how all major racing
Sporting
does.
events go. Yeah.
NASCAR, dirt bikes. Yeah, he's got a point. I mean,
Well, and
that's the way it is.
and it's a slip, like, as you were just explaining that, where you're like, well, you could have the A and the B, and those become the expert, and then the C and the D become the novice A and the B.
It already is.
My
divided
brain
up.
is screaming participation trophy, which
Yeah.
to me, it's like, land where you land, and if you want to get better, get better.
But and then it goes back to our previous point is like, what are you doing this for? Are you doing it just to have fun? Because I really don't care about a trophy.
Well, and
I'd rather have.
but there are people that do.
Yeah,
There are
I
people
get
that
it.
want to come home with that
But that's what I said. It goes
Tyler
down to,
Clokey original.
But then it goes down to what are you doing
Piece
it
of
for?
art.
I'm here to escape from reality and have fun, laugh. You know, I don't care if I get picked on or whatever. It's all in fun. Nobody's here. Well, maybe this guy. Nobody's here to hurt feelings. You know, for the most part, we're all here. You know, playing. We're having fun.
Yeah.
So, if we're here to have fun and escape from reality, and you know,
Thanks, Trip. Appreciate you, buddy.
what's the problem?
You should be just coming for fun. There should be, if being in the A is what's going to make you happy, and we have to make a whole nother class and division for it. I don't know. I'm kind of with my buddy on this one. Come race, have some fun.
Old people, I prefer well seasoned.
Thanks, Mark.
Did Tyler buy the book? What book? What's he talking about? Did I miss a comment there?
I don't know. Mark gave me a shout out, so that's
I don't
what
know.
see.
Maybe you.
Tom, what book are you talking about?
I know what book he's talking about.
What?
He's talking about the setup book, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
In which case, yes, I did.
The C-Main trophies look great on my wall, too. It is just a letter. They all do look the same, to be honest with you. Yeah. That's awesome, guys. Is there any a lot faster than a pistol and no, it's bumps on me? I mean, you are correct that better drivers do seem to get frustrated when lesser drivers are on the track, but that's honestly you shouldn't be, because that's when you're coming out for qualifying in the first round, it's completely random, completely mixed up. The computer doesn't know who's better than who.
Expect chaos.
You need to drive the best you can
Yep.
with the situation that you're put in, really.
And in fairness, this may sound slightly douchey. I don't intend it to, but like I've qualified for the A on my first run where there was a ton of traffic and it was a debacle.
Yeah.
And then I got to my second run where I was with guys that were as fast as me and I fell apart. So it's like you do what you can with what you got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Tripp said, just go out, run your race.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
I got verbally abused every Friday, even after
Loki is
racing.
so good looking. Thank you. I appreciate that. It means
Where
a
do you
lot.
see? No, where do you see this?
Right there. Cloaky is so good looking. It's a two-parter.
No, he was gonna say a swear. He didn't want to get
I'm
blamed.
looking good tonight.
Listen,
Look at this
No,
fresh Axial
no.
hat. I even got my Madness hoodie on.
he didn't want to get blocked, so he
This-
didn't put the swear there,
this-
and
Yeah.
he just said "good looking" on the shout out. That's it's
He knows the mods are
This-
watching.
right. Yeah.
This low-resolution camera's got
Oh
my skin
goodness.
looking perfect.
Here you go.
I guess I can't put the good camera back on, then you might see my face. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Coombs, Mike says that JQ book got Tyler TQ and win last Friday night.
Oh, is that the book?
That's
JQ?
Yeah, it's the book from him.
JQ does that. Hey, JQ's got some solid videos out there too. If you guys want to watch those, he's got some. He's definitely out there a little bit, in my opinion.
He's a character.
But he's got some solid advice. I've even checked out a couple of his nitro tuning videos and stuff. He breaks it down pretty good.
Good question. What is the best time for newbies to go to the track and practice?
Thursdays and Saturdays.
Well, Thursdays
Ooh.
we race at 7, so careful there.
If you have a
Oh,
free,
yeah.
if you have a relatively free schedule, Wednesdays are quiet because they close early, and I mean generally before school gets out, before the
Yeah, and
Traxxas kids get here.
And then Saturday nights is pretty.
Yeah,
much
like after
the-
dinner, it kind of mellows out,
Yeah.
and you get more like the racer guys that want to go out and run laps.
Right.
I mean, honestly, anytime during the day, I know a lot of people are working and they're busy.
I got a shout out too. I like swell too.
Yeah, swell. It was that was a pity comment, I can tell.
Wow.
I don't know who that is based on the username.
Yeah, but can you be picky at this point? Or?
Yeah, I'm just saying. You take what you get.
We'll take swell. That's better than I'm used to being called.
See, so Dan just made a comment here. He said, that's why I stopped racing. I don't want to take out the guys that are really into it more than I am. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Because nobody should be so, like, super duper serious and that you, like, push somebody out of it.
And that's what intimidates a bunch of people.
You think?
Yeah, back to my original when I first started going, like, there were people that took it
you
way,
lived it.
Yeah, they're too serious. I'm like, I don't want to mess these guys up. But then you have...
Olin, don't be jealous. You looking swell as well.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Guys, shut up. So it's a little bit intimidating for, like, the newer people because you're like, I don't want to be in their way.
Mm.
But what somebody told me, they said the good guys will find a way around you.
Yep.
So run your race, you know, like, granted, you can take a corner wide, whatever, to let them by, but for the most part,
just run your line.
Yeah, they'll find a way around you.
I want to touch a little bit more on that practice one because I didn't really get to say much. But if you are looking to come down and practice during the day, is the best time to do it. Usually, I mean, I know, like I said, some people at work and stuff like that, but the track's usually fairly empty. Bad times to practice: Tuesdays at 7, Fridays at 7, Sundays we're usually racing. Saturdays is a hit or miss. Sometimes it's a full-on free-for-all out there. You can definitely get some practice in, but there's definitely a lot of other people out there, so keep that in mind. But I'd say just give me a call, and I'll tell you what's going on the track. No big deal.
Yeah. So a couple things that just popped on my eyes here. So Dusty, I'm not throwing shade at Traxxas enthusiasts. I'd argue it's more of a mindset and a behavior than the fact that you own the vehicle. It's how you behave when you're here and what you do.
Well, that goes back to that other comment.
Why did you say Traxxas kids?
I said get here before the Traxxas kids do.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah.
Traxxas has brought a bunch of people into the hobby, so I can't really throw shade at them.
Yeah, the driver etiquette comment was a good one.
But we did. I think it was last weekend. We had some slashes out there. It was pretty gnarly.
So to Dropkick's comment about etiquette and how it can get frustrating, I get it. I agree. Like, I had the nose of my mod car get absolutely ripped off it last week.
I mean, we did.
Because somebody had...
We did talk about that a bit, didn't we?
We did, but this is one thing that I don't think we did discuss. The seasoned racers have a responsibility to help those newer people. So if you see somebody out there that is in the way and doesn't get the etiquette, there's no handbook when you pay your $10 to come practice. Mm-hmm. There's no like guidebook to, here's how not to piss people off. So like, if you know better than somebody, walk up to them and be polite and try to help them out and give them some advice and chat with them. Because that's how people get over the hump, is by somebody taking the time to help them out, and then hopefully they don't. When you go back out in the track, they don't cream you.
Right. And the other thing that a lot of the faster guys do, they don't run. Well, some of them, they don't run right in the back of you. They hang out.
No, you shouldn't.
They drop down a little bit, wait for their chance to move, and then go around you. I don't like the drivers that ride your bumper. Right. Like, oh, I'm faster than you. Move over. No.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to... For the most part, yes, you should go a little bit wide to let them by, but don't run up in the back of my car because then I'm not going to want to move. Just racers etiquette, just saying.
No, I agree.
Yeah. And watching grown men have a breakdown about RC cars is definitely something that frustrates me greatly because there's really never a good reason for it.
It's funny.
It is, but from a business perspective, seeing someone have a fit on the stand, stomping, yelling, squaring, it's not a good look. When you got to keep in mind that
it reflects on business.
Yeah, it does reflect on business, but you're not just racing, not just the people up on the stand. There's usually a bunch of people standing here watching the race. You got moms and dads and kids and grandmas, uncles. Yeah. And they don't really know the hobby, and they happen to be showing up on a Sunday when we're doing something here, and someone has a big yelling fit up on the stand. Yeah. It's not cool, really. Honestly, it needs to be toned down. We all just need to have fun with it because they see that and they're like, "Wow, man, these guys are crazy serious about this. I don't know if I'm gonna be getting in this." And then honestly, it just hurts the hobby as a whole. Less racers for you, less customers for us, and that's how things just start shrinking. So just keep that in mind. And if you're one of those guys that gets a little heated up there, and Chris is saying, the same thing for drag racing, just racing in general.
Yeah.
Just maybe if you need to walk away, that's fine, but don't have a public freak out about a toy car.
Well, and that's
should I say toy?
There
Hobby grade vehicle.
hobby grade motorsports vehicle.
Right.
That's why there are times where I'm not here racing. Like if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not like in the groove and enjoying myself, I'm gonna go home and focus on doing more restorations, or I'll put my short course truck back together and come here on nights that it's quiet and just bang around. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
I like racing on Tuesdays more than I do on Fridays in trophy races.
You said it's more like a chill crowd.
Yeah.
Well, it's a consistent crew.
Yeah, and that's why I like Friday nights under the lights, because it's like pretty much the same people who run on Tuesday nights is pretty much the same people that show up on Friday nights under the lights.
Oh, yeah.
And
I gotta try that. Everybody I talk to says it's so much fun.
It's the best time ever. We laugh, joke.
Yeah.
It's just a good time.
Yeah, I gotta try that.
Yeah.
I've yet to run dirt. That's one thing here I've never done.
It's really fun.
We talked about sponsored drivers in the beginning there, but we went on about that for a little bit, so I don't want to rehash that one for the people that's been watching. So swing back. I gave my full opinion about that one.
Watch the replay. Give us the clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really about sponsored and select. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's we talked about it in the beginning there a bit.
Yeah.
The newbie is not less important than the experts. I completely agree with that. I mean,
everybody's the same.
I try not to treat anybody new or old in the hobby any differently.
Yeah.
You're not any important to me, and when you're waiting in line for something, if you're racing and you run up on me trying to get a part real quick, I'm not gonna let that happen, because you're not any more important than the dad and his kid buying slash parts for their truck who just waited in line.
Right.
I mean, you guys know that line gets crazy over there. I know it. I'm the one working on it. I'm not.
Do you pull the DMV move and be like,
Yeah.
I'm on break?
Get a ticket. Think about getting a ticket machine, honestly. But yeah, nobody's more important than anybody around here.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
Preach, Olin. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
But the thing that irks me the most is like
What irks you?
Okay.
What really grinds your gears?
it's when like you see people like they act like they're better. Not just saying.
It's a sense of entitlement based
Yeah.
on the amount of time you've been in the hobby.
It's like, and the thing I kind of don't like is when like, oh, I spent a ton of money. Well, you're no different than the dad who has to buy or the mom who has to buy 4 cars because they have a bunch of kids. Like, you're no different. You know what I mean? Like, granted, we're all the same. We're all coming to the store to have fun, enjoy the hobby, and that's all it is. We're enjoying the hobby, and
Tom, I would say you're a bit of an exception to my negativity towards sponsorships. Bishop, he runs for TLR, but Tom,
he's one of the nicest guys ever.
Tom is, every time, he's always willing to help me, for one. I do ask him for his help, but I've never seen him say no to anybody. He's had spare parts for people.
Mm-hmm.
He's helped people out there. If we didn't have something in the shop, I hit him up and he gets me a part. So I would say Tom is an ambassador for the TLR brand. I will support Tom.
Absolutely.
But Tom isn't in the pits selling things underneath us either. He'll tell people, go up to the shop. Hell, half the time he's up at the counter helping me at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Tom, good example of sponsor driver. Butter you up there a little bit, buddy. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
good
can I
idea
get
with the
a
ticket system? Yeah, honestly, the ticket system. We're gonna have to get some chairs and a waiting room or something around here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Talking about sponsors, the last time Coombs and I were pitted on a Friday night, someone who was sponsored rolls up to Mike and they're like, oh, I'm sponsored by blah blah. And they look at Mike, are you sponsored? Pulls his wallet out, pulls out his credit card and goes, yup.
Thank you, Visa.
Thank you, Citibank.
Sponsored by MasterCard, as long as I pay my bill on
All
time.
right. Or my employer, as long as I get up and go to work and do what I'm supposed to.
Yeah, right.
But this has been pretty awesome, guys. Thanks for all the comments here. It's honestly going better than I thought. Other than my camera deciding it's just doesn't want to participate this evening, so I'm sorry about that.
It's all good.
But thanks for you guys for sticking around for that. You think you spend all this money on a camera that you'd be able to use it? I'm using 20-year-old webcam that I had.
Potato.
I didn't even want to use this webcam for the live racing that I have set up. I had to buy new ones for that because I didn't like the quality of this one. It doesn't look too bad on the screen.
No, it's not that bad.
But yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'll win one tonight.
I think we're getting towards the end here, folks. This has been pretty awesome. Definitely
My
drop.
wife is my sponsor. I like that one.
Yeah, right. Well, that's a win. Definitely drop a comment
I know, but
if you liked the live video. I think we all liked it. I think we're gonna definitely do this more often. Do you guys like the live better, or do you like the pre-recorded better? I'm interested to hear the opinion about that.
Sponsored by Hard Work. My man.
Yeah, hard work, baby. But yeah, like I said, everybody that dropped a comment or liked the video or shared will be put in the mix-up for the SCX24. So stay tuned on that. That'll probably be. I'm gonna try to private message you. I'll give you about 48 hours or so on that one to respond to me. That would be cool. And then yeah, I don't know if you guys had anything else. You got any last-minute questions here before we wrap things up live?
I just want to say thank you to anybody that tuned in and fired up questions and participated.
Big time.
I legit thought that this was going to be like, oh, we've got a dozen questions that we collected and we do it and post as a podcast. This was the most fun I've had here in a while.
I mean, technically. But yeah. Sorry, my brother's sitting in the same room. Can I win?
We're being trolled.
He's dropping me a comment. I mean, technically, you dropped a comment, so we'll see what happens there.
Can I drop a comment?
No, it's over for you.
We did talk about monster truck racing. It's kind of woven throughout the chat tonight, Bryce.
Tyler C, accept my Facebook request.
Oh, yeah, I'll go on there and do that. I don't have Facebook other than for business reasons, so I will try to go on my account. I got to go on the account on my computer, and I'll hit you up, Chris, because I definitely want to do a drag podcast. That'll be awesome.
What a
When's
great
the roller
community.
for the dirt track getting here? Yeah, tell me about it. We definitely got. If you got a lead on a decent one, let me know, because we are on the hunt for that for this season.
What the? Well, I thought the TLR and Arnold one was a good roller.
No, I think he's talking about a roller like a dirt
Like a
compacting
steamroller.
to make the
Like the
track
ride-on.
smooth.
Okay, I'm
We're on the hunt for that. Unfortunately, they seem to be only ones from the 1940s and 2020. So
So those would be the steam powered versions.
looking for something right down the middle, other than just a motor with a chair and then full on GPS driven mining some kind of equipment.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, we don't really have the money for a brand new one. So if you got any leads on one,
Mike wants to know, is the new layout done?
it.
I haven't.
They're
Oh,
still
wait,
out
no,
there drilling.
I'm still
so
hearing stuff.
They're still out there drilling, so I don't think so. But
Yeah.
that'll be posted. Awesome way. Thanks for watching, Cody C. Yeah, the layout. Yeah, the roller would be awesome. But anyway, I think we could sit here and read these comments all night.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. I will upload this as usual to the Apple Podcast as a live, so you can check that out. Definitely going to be planning more live events. If you guys got anything specific podcast-wise you want us to talk about, definitely let me know about that through Facebook or YouTube. But yeah, it's been awesome, guys. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for everything. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and shut her down. But it's been pretty awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and share, as Olin would always remind me.
just saying.
Because it definitely helps us a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, folks. We'll see you guys all in the next one. That one's
See
for
ya.
you, Rulo.
Happy New Year.